First and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongs to Yahawah by Sham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Waharakak. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, and his son's name is Yahawashi, who we reverence. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach us truth well, and that continue to teach us truth well. And to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning across the globe, and that continue to strive for perfection no matter what. This lesson is going to be called Casting All Your Cares Upon Yahawah by Yahawashi, because that's what he wants us to do. I want to start off on 1 Peter 5 and 7. We're going to flow with the Spirit. Okay. Start 1 Peter 5 and 7. So this is 1 Peter 5 and 7. Start at 6 because there's a lot of humility here. You know what? Let's start at 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. So we do that. Okay, we submit ourselves. We listen to what they have to say. We take their advice. Even within that is still your own walk, but you're still submitting yourself to the elders that are above you. Okay? Because remember, get it twisted. They think, oh, he's teaching by himself, so he can't be submitting. Nope. I'm still watching the videos, still watching the elders, still learning, still growing. And that's what it's about. Yeah, and likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject to one another. So it's not just a thing of the elders, it's also to the youngers as well. Okay, to the brothers that may be younger in the truth, you also got to submit yourself to them. See, that's the thing of serving. Yahawashi was a servant. Okay, he had the mindset of a servant. Alright? Yeah, all of you be subject one to another. So there's no respect of persons. Whether a man's old, 15 years, obviously you're going to give him more, a bit more reverence, because he's been in the truth longer. Okay? But it says also the younger. Yet all of you be subject to one another and be clothed with humility. So that's regardless of how long you've been in the truth. You can't just, because you've been in this 10 years, 11 years, you got to respect me. And it really comes down to, are you still doing the work? Because there's men that could be in this truth for 11, 10 years and they're not even doing the work. They've ceased from doing the work, so that means your labor doesn't count. Yet all of you subject to one another and be clothed with humility, for the Most High resisteth the proud. And that's what he's staying away from, what the proud. And giveth grace to the humble. So those that are going to be shown grace are those that are humble, and are humble enough to admit they need Yahawashi, and they can't do it by themselves. They need Yahawashi. They're not going to get caught up on rank. Okay? Because certain members say, let everything be done decency and in order. Well, yet Yahawashi set the order. But guess what? If the Lord, this is what I always said, if Yahawashi has taken the spirit from a man that's supposed to be of rank, whoever that may be, how is he going to judge things rightly? He can't. Saul could no longer judge things. Saul could no longer rule. That's why David needed to come in. The Lord sets up judges. Men that are going to have the eyesight to see. That are not going to be partial. That's a true judge. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. Who cares about being exalted in this wicked kingdom? Yahawashi said he was going to exalt you in due time. When is your time to be exalted? And see, this lesson's going completely somewhere else, but it's still the main topic, casting your care upon Yahawashi. Casting all your care upon him. So all your care, and that casting goes from what? To throw forcefully, to move about, aim, bear me just a minute, to form with pouring out, to get rid of. So the cares are the anxieties of this world. So we're casting the cares of what? The world on Yahawashi. The worries, the anxieties. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Cast all your care upon him. Who? Yahawashi. For he careth for you. He cares for his hopeful elect. He actually cares. Every single day he shows you he cares. If you're being spiritual and your mind's open to see what Yahawah is doing for you every single day. Okay, it's not just one man going through stuff. It's a lot of brothers going through stuff, and some just won't tell you. Some you won't even notice. You got some brothers, they're better at hiding it than others. But every brother's going through something. Okay? Be sober, be vigilant. Okay? Soberly minded, be vigilant. You're looking around you, you're being cautious. Because your adversary, the devil, and adversary is that word for shaitan. The devil, the deceiver, as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And this is speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. Every single day, jumping on people's vessels, trying to throw you off, trying to get you distracted. That's why the scripture told us to be sober and to be vigilant. Whom resist steadfast in the faith. Scripture says, resist the devil and he shall flee. Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplishing your brethren that are in the world. So every brother's going through their own particular hell. But every man has to deal with it. What person? Okay, you have other brothers there and all that. But most of the time you're going to have to deal with that on your own. Okay? That's why Yahawah said, any man that's not that cannot take up his cross is not worthy to follow me. These things are required. Take up your cross. Your cross is what your afflictions, your trials, the things you go through, your burdens. Now let's go to Psalms 55 and 22, Baba Kasha. Okay. Psalms 55 and got to keep fighting. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, Yahawah Wa Yawahashi. So he's again the same thing that was mentioned in what? Peter's and 5. Cast thy burden upon Yahawah Wa Yawahashi. And a burden is something that can be heavy. Okay? A burden is something that can be weighing you down. A burden is the cares and the worries of this world. You ever wonder why certain men can't push the truth? Because the burdens of the world are upon them. But when you rely on Yahawah, again that takes faith. When you rely on Yahawah, he's able to what? To deal with it. Okay? And he says, you know what? Put it on me, cast it upon me. And that's why Yahawah was known as what? The Lamb. Because the sins and the problems and the issues of Israel were cast upon Yahawah. And when we go into that word, Sabal.
Psalms H 54:45. Sabal.
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 To bear a load, to drag oneself along, to make oneself. That's it, to drag along, to root, to carry. So Yahawah, he's able to carry whatever we're dealing with. You got something that's weighing you down, weighing your mind down, you cast it upon Yahawah, and that's all done through prayer and through fasting. All these things. Cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahawah, and he shall sustain thee. Okay, look after you, make sure you're looked after. Okay, make sure you got enough. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So all these things are supposed to what? Boost our faith. Knowing he's for you. Okay, and if he's for you, who can be against you? And if they're against you, that means they're against Yahawah. You see how it works? Continue to trust in him, no matter what. Matthew 11 and 30. We're going to go to verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labour. And it's supposed to be a labour of love. You're supposed to want to do this. You shouldn't get to the point where you don't want to. Okay, come unto me, all ye that labour. Labour in what? This heavy load of truth. And Yahawah said what the labourers are few. The harvest is plenty, but the labourers are few. So we need more labourers. There's only a few. There's not even, it's that bad. There's not even a handful of men that I can say, look, are ready about the truth. That are ready fervent for the truth. That's why Yahawah said, pray for more labourers. Come unto me, all that are heavy laden, weighed down. Okay, and that can multiple things. It could be sins, the pressures of this world, Which the pressures of this world are not going to weigh on you as much. Why? Because you're in the Word. And I will give you rest. And that's where that rest comes. In the Word. And the scriptures tell you in Hebrews 4 and 12, we labor to enter into that rest, which some did not labor to enter into that rest. Why? Because they were murmuring and they did not have faith. Take my yoke upon you. And when you go to that word, spare me just a minute. I'm moving too fast. When you go into that word, where is it? I still got it. Yep. Take my yoke upon you. When you go into that word yoke, metaphor used as burden or bondage. Okay. Because there's particular things we have to keep up to. We have to be disciplined. And it's interesting when you come up with that word burden. Actually said the contrast to the Pharisees, which they were carrying heavy burdens. Remember what they said in Matthew 23. That cast burdens on men's shoulders, heavy burdens that they will not do it themselves. So it says, in contrast to the Pharisees, whose laws were veritable, they had a veritable yoke upon particular men in the truth. Okay? And veritable goes into what? An unrealistic yoke. Do this law, keep this law. Remember they were putting other laws over Yahawah's laws. Then when you go into it, it says Yahawah's laws which slightly easier kept. Because Yahawah was not putting that heavy yoke of the law. He was pushing the law, but not as the Pharisees were pushing it. Okay? He was still showing you there's still mercy, there's still liberty within that law. Because the laws give you liberty. People think the law is holding you down. No, the laws give this liberty within the laws. We have the feast days. We have particular holy days. That's liberty as well. We have the Sabbath to think about Yahawah. Okay? And other things which are pertaining to the law. But the Pharisees, they were trying to keep you captive by their own laws they were making up. Okay? So when you go into that word yoke, it's a metaphor for a burden or bondage. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. See how she says, learn of me. Learn of my words. The description of Yahawah, how he looked, who he came for, all these things. Okay, how he was walking, the spirit he was in. He was in an austere spirit. He was very he was humble. He told people not what they wanted to hear, what they needed to hear. So this is the traits as well of the men that are of Yahawah. That's learning of Yahawah. Learning of Yahawah is also reading what he went through. The wicked of his own people were after him, scheming on him. That's learning of Yahawah. For I am meek, humble, and lowly in heart, in mind. Yahawah was not seeking a reputation. He wasn't seeking fame. He wasn't seeking popularity. He was on a mission to fulfill. Okay, and you shall find rest unto your soul. So this is the rest which is unto ourselves. We have rest. The rest is in the word. Look, there's no other better comfort than these scriptures. Nothing else out here comforts me. This is the only thing that's going to comfort you. For my yoke is easy. So Yahawah says it's an easy thing. Be brotherly. Do your videos. Fast. Pray. Study. The yoke is easy. He's not asking for, Yahawah is not asking for much. It's that men make it difficult. And my burden is light. So Yahawah said his burden is light. It's not a heavy thing. It's not asking for much. Okay. So now we went into that. So Psalms 37 and 25. And what does it all boil down to? A lack of faith. That's what it all boils. It's a lack of faith. I've always said when you put Yahawah first, everything else gets sorted. And if it don't get sorted, it would get sorted in meantime. But that would take a man to have faith to believe that. But if a man never really has had to put his trust in Yahawah, then how does he really know about being protected, being looked after, if he's always put the carnal things first? And that doesn't just mean you're what's the word? There's a word for it, a hermit. No, it doesn't mean you're a hermit, you don't do nothing. I'm talking about the trust, the faith in Yahawah when things ain't going our way. The amount of times Yahawah has done this, delivered brothers from particular situations. Go to Psalms 37 and Bear just 23. The steps of a good man are ordered. In other words, ordered are directed by the Lord Yahawashi. So he's directing his elect in a good way, in a good path, to making sure they're on that path of salvation. He delighteth in his way. So this particular men upon this earth, Yahawashi is delighting in their way, in their path. Though he fall, because us as brothers in the truth, we're just men. We fall. We're in mortal bodies. But if you were to examine us in the spirit, so what? You have particular men that are of the elect. He shall not be utterly cast down. So why is this man going to be utterly cast down? Because he's of the hopeful elect. Yahawashi is able to make him stand. For the Lord Yahawashi upholdeth him with his hand. So Yahawashi is able to do that, to make his hopeful elect stand. Alright? I have been young and now I'm old, and yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken. So the righteous are not going to be forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. They've never really been in want. Since I came in the truth, you was always managed to get to a particular destination, even if there was a hold up. You always make sure you had food, you always make sure you had particular stuff, the basic necessities. That's Yahawashi. So he's every single day he's looking after us. This is why we need to be appreciative about this truth, because every single day he's looking out for us. What more could you want? So with this lesson, I hope this was edifying. Cast all your cares and your worries upon Yahawah by Yawahashi, because he's there. Until the next time, Shalom.